I honestly thought buying a cute, colorful video game from the 1990s was a wonderful, relaxing way to end my stressful corporate day. But staring at a bright television screen until 4 in the morning, trying to jump over a digital turtle, is absolute torture for a grown adult.
You were jumping over digital turtles until 4 in the morning? Look at your eyes, Sam. You look exactly like a tired, angry zombie. Welcome to the English Unscripted podcast, everyone. I am Lita.
And I am Sam, the man who completely lost his adult mind to a tiny pixel character. Today, guys, we are talking about the crazy world of video games, the terrible trap of playing just one more level, and why old retro games are actually completely evil.
They are definitely evil, Sam. We have 3 exciting levels for you to play today, guys. First, we're talking about losing your sleep to a difficult boss fight. Then we move to the absolute panic of playing online with screaming teenagers. And finally, we will explore why spending real money on digital clothes makes absolutely zero logical sense.
3 levels of pure video therapy. But wait, Lita, before I tell you how I almost destroyed my plastic controller, we have a very special multiplayer mission for our listeners today.
Oh yes, it is challenge time, guys. What is the big video game strategy for our language learners today, Sam?
Listeners, if you want to completely beat this beautiful language and reach the highest level, you have to treat this podcast exactly like a difficult, exciting video game.
I love playing challenging games, Sam. How do we actually play the podcast to learn new words?
Well, the first time you listen, you're just playing the easy tutorial level. You enjoy the funny story, you laugh at my red zombie eyes, and you just survive the audio. But the second time, you replay the level to unlock all the secret vocabulary achievements. You pause the video, you repeat the heavy words, and you completely defeat the final language boss.
Yes, defeat the vocabulary boss, guys. Replay the level. So, Sam, please tell me you did not actually go to your morning corporate meeting looking like a tired zombie.
I completely had to, Lita. I drank 3 massive cups of strong coffee, but my eyes were so incredibly red. I bought this old, cheap video game because the internet said it was very peaceful and happy, but the jumping physics were terrible, and I died exactly 50 times on the very first level. The entire game was incredibly frustrating.
Honestly, Sam, looking at your tired, angry zombie face right now, I think that is a wonderfully annoying, highly emotional vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Frustrating.
Yes, frustrating. It's an excellent B1 adjective that describes a situation that makes you feel completely annoyed, very angry, and totally helpless because you cannot achieve what you want. Like trying to jump over a simple digital turtle, failing 50 times, and realizing the entire game is incredibly frustrating.
Listeners, please practice this completely angry, annoying word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Stop breaking your plastic controllers.
Frustrating.
Frustrating. The jumping controls were absolutely frustrating, Lita. I honestly just wanted to throw the plastic controller directly through my television window. And that actually makes me very curious about our gamer listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to ask them. Listeners, we have our first very angry gaming question for you right now. When you're playing a difficult video game late at night, what is the absolute most frustrating thing that makes you want to completely quit? Is it a terrible boss fight or maybe losing your internet connection right before you win?
Tell us your absolute worst gaming nightmares in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult screaming at a digital turtle. So, Lita, do you want to know exactly what the strict bald manager said when he saw my terrible red zombie eyes in the bright meeting room? I walked directly into the bright meeting room, Lita, and the strict bald manager completely stopped talking. He looked deeply into my terrible red zombie eyes, and he loudly asked if I was crying all night about the new corporate financial reports.
Crying about financial reports? Oh wow, Sam, he actually thought you were a completely emotional, dedicated employee. Did you tell him the real truth about the evil digital turtle?
I absolutely could not tell him the truth, Lita. I just nodded my head very slowly and said, "Yes, sir, I was just playing the numbers in my head all night. But honestly, I was just completely losing my mind to a cheap retro game."
Wait a minute, guys. Listeners, I have a fantastic native secret for you right here. Did you hear how Sam just pronounced the word playing? He sounded incredibly formal, exactly like a strict news reporter announcing a serious sports event on television.
Oh no, did I sound completely stiff again, Lita? I thought playing was the perfect serious way to explain my terrible gaming night.
It's absolutely perfect if you're reading a formal English grammar book, Sam. But when native speakers are talking fast, especially about fun video games or running around, we almost never say that heavy G sound at the very end. We just completely drop it and say playin', playin'.
Oh, playing. I was just playing a retro game. That sounds so much faster and incredibly relaxed, Lita. It completely hides how angry and tired I actually was.
Exactly. Drop that final G when you want to sound completely natural and relaxed in casual conversation, guys. Jump in, run in, play in. So, Sam, did you at least defeat the final boss turtle after losing all your precious human sleep?
Absolutely not, Lita. I died exactly 100 times and then I just completely turned the plastic machine off in the dark. Playing alone is incredibly sad.
A complete failure in the dark, Sam. Honestly, Sam, failing completely alone in your quiet living room is just a funny private disaster. Nobody can actually hear you screaming at a digital animal. The true, absolute nightmare of modern video games happens when you put on a plastic headset and try to connect to the internet. So, guys, grab your digital weapons and mute your microphones because we're jumping straight into Chapter 2. We're going to talk about the terrifying panic of playing online multiplayer games, why screaming teenagers are the absolute worst teammates in the world, and the terrible embarrassment of losing to a 12-year-old child. Let's go.
Lita, after the strict bald manager completely believed my fake financial tears, I went straight home and decided to play a massive modern shooting game on the internet. I just wanted to feel incredibly powerful and strong after failing at the silly digital turtle.
Oh, that is a completely terrible idea, Sam. Going online with highly competitive, angry teenage gamers when you are already a tired zombie. What actually happened when you put on the plastic headset?
It was an absolute disaster, Lita. I joined a digital team of 3 random players. I turned on my microphone and I said a very polite hello in my deep, confident adult voice, and immediately a very young child started screaming loudly at me to run faster. I tried to defend myself, so I told him, "Please be nice, young man. I am playing heavy video games since 3 hours."
Wait, Sam. You told a screaming teenager you were playing since 3 hours? The strict English grammar police are completely kicking you out of the online server right now. You never use since with a total length of time, my tired zombie friend. You use since for a specific starting point, like since 3 o'clock or since yesterday. But for a full period of time, you absolutely must use for. I have been playing for 3 hours. 4.
Oh, right. Thank you, Officer Lita. I was playing for 3 hours. My tired zombie brain completely forgot the basic time rules because the child was shouting so loud. But honestly, the young boy did not care about my grammar at all. He just laughed at my terrible shooting skills and he completely destroyed my digital character in exactly 5 seconds. He had absolutely no mercy for a tired corporate employee.
Honestly, Sam, listening to your terrible online defeat against a literal child, I think that is a wonderfully cruel, highly competitive vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Ruthless.
Yes, ruthless. It is an excellent B1 adjective that describes a person, an action, or an enemy that is completely cruel, totally aggressive, and shows absolutely zero pity or mercy for anyone else, like a 12-year-old child being completely ruthless and destroying your digital character in 5 seconds.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely cruel competitive word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Protect yourselves from the online children.
Ruthless.
Ruthless. That young boy was incredibly ruthless, Lita. I honestly just wanted to cry real financial tears this time. And that actually makes me very curious about our multiplayer listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their pain. Listeners, we have our second very competitive, ruthless question for you right now. When you put on your headset and play online games, what is the absolute worst, most annoying type of player you completely hate meeting? Is it the loud, screaming child, or maybe the lazy player who just hides in the dark corner the entire time?
Tell us your absolute worst online teammates in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult bullied by a child on the internet. So Lita, do you want to know what the young boy actually called me before I completely turned off the plastic machine?
I am completely terrified to ask, Sam. Please do not tell me he told you to go back to your boring corporate office and cry over your financial reports.
He was absolutely worse than my strict bald manager, Lita. He looked at my basic, completely free digital character, he laughed into his microphone with his tiny high voice, and he loudly yelled, "Go to sleep, you slow, poor grandpa turtle."
Oh my goodness! You poor grandpa turtle, Sam. He completely combined your terrible retro game with your actual adult age. That is a highly aggressive, completely personal attack.
It was incredibly personal. I'm a hard-working adult man, Lita. I pay real taxes to the government. And this tiny child completely mocked me in front of the entire internet. I felt so weak. I just pulled the plastic headset off my red ears and stared quietly at the dark television screen.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how that ruthless child treated a tired adult, I think that is a wonderfully unkind, highly disrespectful vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Mock.
Yes, mock. It is an excellent B1 verb that means to laugh at someone or copy them in a very cruel, unkind way just to make them look completely stupid and silly, like a 12-year-old child choosing to completely mock a tired corporate employee by calling him a poor grandpa turtle.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely unkind, teasing word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Stop bullying tired adults.
Mock.
He completely mocked my entire human existence, Lita. I am officially retiring from all competitive multiplayer games forever. My zombie eyes cannot handle the emotional damage.
I completely support your official gaming retirement, Sam. But you know, being called a poor turtle by a screaming child is exactly how these evil video game companies completely trap you, because the very next day you feel so incredibly embarrassed that you open your real human wallet to buy a shiny, expensive digital jacket just to look rich on a fake screen. So guys, hide your credit cards and lock your bank apps, because we're diving straight into Chapter 3. We're going to explore the absolute madness of spending $50 real on a digital hat, why looking cool in a video game is a massive financial trap, and the terrible panic of realizing you bought fake digital shoes instead of real adult dinner. Let's go.
Lita, I have a terrible, highly embarrassing confession to make right now. I absolutely did not retire from the multiplayer video game. My adult ego was completely hurt.
Oh my goodness, Sam, you went back into the digital war zone? Please do not tell me you tried to find that same screaming 12-year-old child to fight him again.
I absolutely did not want to fight him, Lita. I just wanted to look incredibly rich and successful on the server. So the very next morning, with my red zombie eyes, I opened the digital game store. It was full of bright, flashing lights and amazing digital clothes. And I accidentally spent $40 real on a shiny, glowing golden jacket for my digital character.
$40 for a jacket that does not actually exist? Sam, you cannot wear a glowing golden jacket to the cold corporate office. You just paid real human money for a bunch of colored pixels.
I completely know that now, Lita, but the digital store is designed to be so incredibly shiny and attractive. When you are tired and feeling exactly like a poor grandpa turtle, clicking that bright green buy button is just so incredibly tempting.
Honestly, Sam, looking at those bright, flashing game stores, I think that is a wonderfully attractive, highly dangerous vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Tempting.
Yes, tempting. It is an excellent B1 adjective that describes something that looks so incredibly attractive and wonderful that you strongly want to do it or buy it, even when you absolutely know it is a terrible idea. Like spending $40 on a fake golden jacket because the digital store is incredibly tempting.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this highly attractive, dangerous word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Keep your real money in your real pockets.
Tempting.
Ting. The glowing digital jacket was completely tempting, Lita. I honestly spent more money on my fake game character than I spent on my actual adult breakfast, and that makes me very curious about our digital shoppers.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their financial secrets. Listeners, we have our third and final, very expensive question for you right now. When you were playing your favorite free video game, what is the absolute most ridiculous digital item you have ever bought with your real hard-earned money? Did you buy a silly dance for your character or maybe a glowing pink hat?
Tell us your absolute worst digital shopping mistakes down in the comments below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult buying fake golden clothes. So, Lita, do you want to know what the strict bald manager saw when I accidentally shared my computer screen in the serious morning meeting?
I am actually covering my own eyes right now, Sam. Please tell me you did not show that glowing golden jacket to the strict corporate team.
I completely showed them everything, Lita. I was trying to share the serious financial numbers on my computer screen, but my tired zombie brain was so incredibly confused, I clicked the exact wrong digital window. The entire meeting room suddenly watched my fake character doing a silly jumping dance in his brand new golden jacket.
Oh my goodness, Sam. A silly dancing character in the middle of a very serious morning meeting? Sam, that is a complete professional disaster. What did the bald manager actually say to you?
He was completely silent for 10 entire seconds, Lita. He just looked at my red zombie eyes through the camera and he loudly asked, "Sam, is this golden dancing man our new corporate financial strategy?" I was so shocked my physical hands started shaking. I felt completely horrified.
Honestly, Sam, picturing your shaking hands and your digital dancing character, I think that is a wonderfully scary, highly shocking vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Horrified.
Yes, horrified. It is an excellent B1 adjective that describes a feeling of extreme fear, total shock, and massive embarrassment when something completely terrible suddenly happens. Like feeling absolutely horrified when your strict boss sees your digital game character dancing on the corporate screen.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely shocked, scary word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Always check your computer screens.
Horrified.
Horrified. I was completely, absolutely horrified, Lita. I honestly just pulled the internet cable directly out of my wall and pretended my house completely lost power.
You disconnected the entire internet to escape the bald manager? You are a complete digital disaster, Sam. But honestly, making silly mistakes and wanting to disconnect from the world is exactly what happens when you try to learn a massive, completely new language.
Oh, yes. Listeners, trying to speak perfect English can feel exactly like fighting a completely ruthless, impossible video game boss. You will definitely fail a few times.
Exactly, but real language gamers never actually quit the game. If you want to completely level up your vocabulary and finally unlock that fluent speaking skill, you absolutely must commit to playing every single day.
Don't be a slow, sleepy turtle, guys. Make a completely strong commitment to your language journey right now. Hit that shiny subscribe button, save your digital progress, and get ready for the next level.
Your daily subscription is your official saved game data, guys. Thank you so much for completely failing and laughing at dancing golden jackets with us today. Please go to sleep instead of fighting digital turtles, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Turn off your screens.